Welcome to the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, a show all about reviewing dinosaurs on a scale of 1 to 10 fossils before only the elite terrible lizards make it into the Prehistoric Cage Match. This program is presented by the Utahraptor Company and can be heard within all the rock layers across the planet. Grab your dinosaurs and your official scorecard because it's now time to dig for dinosaurs. Here's your Mesozoic host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Dinosaur Review for Kids. Did you guys just hear that? What was that? I think the Raptors are near. In that case, grab your headphones because it's time for another episode of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. Today's episode is about another species of Dromaeosaurid, and these are the small to medium-sized theropod dinosaurs, and they're thought to have had feathers, and they also had a sickle-like claw on their second toe on their foot. Now, before we jump into today's review all about a second species of Dromaeosaurid, a little bit of company news, you guys. We have a free virtual lesson this Sunday, January 16th, 2022 at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So this is a free lesson. It's kind of like a free trial to our Patreon club, where you too can become a junior dinosaur ranger. So in order to sign up for this free virtual lesson, you'll want to go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/StompChompRoar. You can go ahead and click on the events tab, and you'll be able to see the events for our free virtual lesson all about what is a dinosaur. You're not going to want to miss this one, so go ahead and go to our Facebook, sign up for the class. It's going to take you to my website so that we can send you guys an email with the Zoom link so that you can take part in the free virtual lesson, the free Patreon sneak peek, the free Patreon free trial, where you can join me, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and all my other junior dinosaur rangers as we talk about what is a dinosaur. Now, also a couple of quick shout outs. I want to say hello to Small Miracles Childcare. We're visiting all three of their locations this week in Omaha, Nebraska. So far, we've gone to two this past Monday and Tuesday, and then we will be also going on Wednesday. So super excited that we've been able to visit all of those locations. There's been two incredibly knowledgeable kiddos at the first two locations. Each location had their own dinosaur genius. I couldn't believe it. They were just so knowledgeable about prehistoric life. They knew all their dinosaur names, and I wish I could have invited them up and they could have taught the group. They were just so smart, and a quick shout out to those two kiddos. I also want to give a shout out to My Tender Acres. We will be visiting that childcare here in Omaha on Thursday. So much, thank you so much to you two, Small Miracle Childcare and My Tender Acres, for bringing us in this week to entertain and educate your kiddos about prehistoric life. Now, it is time for our next species, our next dinosaur review on the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. So let me go ahead and grab my scorecard for everybody. You too can print off this scorecard on my website, StompChompRoar.com. Click on the Science Lab tab. You'll see the post about the Dinosaur Review for Kids, and you can print off the scorecard so you can follow along with me, or maybe you want to go and review your own dinosaur species. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Today, we're talking about the robber from Utah, otherwise known as the Utahraptor. Now, what dinosaur order or type is this dinosaur? Well, the Utahraptor is a saurischian dinosaur, which means it's lizard-hipped. And then it falls into the Theropoda or theropods family. And these are the bipedal carnivores. So that means they walk on two legs, they're running on two legs, and then they're eating meat with those sharp teeth, tearing into other dinosaurs or other little prehistoric lizards and reptiles and whatnot that they can find around in their environment. And then they fall into the Dromaeosaurids family. So some other Dromaeosaurids in the family, we've got like Microraptor, Velociraptor, Deinonychus, Dakotaraptor, and today's species, the Utahraptor. So how big was this dinosaur? Its length, its height, its weight. Well, the Utahraptor is coming in at about 25 feet long, from the tip of its nose all the way back to its long tail. And then it can reach up to heights to 7 feet tall. That's right, 7 feet tall. So this one is about as big, if not a little bit taller, than some humans that we have walking around today. And then its weight, the Utahraptor can get up to be about 2,000 pounds or 1 ton. Everybody, 1 ton is the same as 2,000 pounds. So up to 25 feet long, up to 7 feet tall, and up to 2,000 pounds or 1 ton for our Utahraptor. Now, how fast was this dinosaur? Well, our Utahraptor is clocking in at about 25 to 30 miles per hour, and it's bipedal. And as I mentioned, that means that it's walking on 2 legs. It has slender bird-like legs. It can run really quickly and go through as it's hunting for its prey. Now, let's talk about the weapons or defenses and some other characteristics of the Utahraptor. So the Utahraptor has a large head, about 1.5 feet long, so 1.5 feet long for the length of their skull. Now, it has a curved or flexible neck. A lot of people compare it to the shape of the letter S. So it also has 2-inch sharp teeth inside of its powerful jaws. These 2-inch teeth are like steak knives. They're very sharp. They're serrated. They would be able to tear into any kind of dinosaur flesh. Now, on their hands, they have 3-fingered claws. Now, as I mentioned before, they have those slender and bird-like legs. Bipedally, they're running on 2 legs all throughout the Mesozoic era. So they have a long, bony tail as well. So on their tail, it's long, and it's helping them counterbalance that large head. So as they're running through the forest around their environment, they're using their tail to help them move quickly, take sharp turns, and keeping balance as they're running for their prey. Now, their feet. Let's talk about those feet. They've got 4-toed feet with that 9 to 15-inch sickle-like claw, a lot bigger than our Velociraptor claw. This claw is 9 to 15 inches long, you guys. So it just would have been super powerful. Now, as I mentioned before, the Velociraptor, it's doing the slash and dash. It comes up, slashes its prey, and then it dashes back and hopes that it falls to the ground. Our Utahraptor, I don't think there's any of that slash and dash, because this one being up to 7 feet tall, they've got that 9 to 15-inch sickle-like claw. I believe they would be staying for the kill. So they would just keep slashing and slashing until that animal fell to the ground, and all the Utahraptors would just pounce on top of it and get a quick meal out of it. Now, did this dinosaur species have feathers? More than likely, as we see evidence in other dromaeosaurids in the family that have some kind of feathery evidence, like our Microraptor. Very likely that these guys also sported somewhat of feathers, maybe even all the way through adulthood, but for sure more, for sure as a juvenile. We see the evidence in the juveniles, but also could have that through adulthood as well. Now, did the Utahraptor hunt in packs? That would make the Utahraptor just incredibly scary. A pack of Utahraptors up to 7 feet tall, I would be gone. They would just eliminate me from the earth. They would make me a quick snack. Well, you guys, there is a lot of evidence that we see in fossil beds and mass graves of other dromaeosaurids. So it's more than likely that our Utahraptor probably, more than likely, was in some kind of pack and they were just hunting for their prey. I would just not want to be anywhere near that pack of Utahraptors. Now, did these guys communicate? Did they like in the Jurassic Park franchise, do our raptors communicate in some kind of call? Or maybe they could use some kind of plumage, which is the movement of their feathers, kind of like we see birds today, can move their feathers to communicate or show some kind of emotion. Now, that is a little bit of the characteristics of our Utahraptor. Now, where did this dinosaur live and how long did this species live during the Mesozoic era? Well, scientists believe the Utahraptor lived 125 million years ago during the early Cretaceous period. And it's found in North America, and you guessed it, the state of Utah. So we're down in the southwest portion of the state, around Utah, some surrounding states. We have California, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, Idaho. So in that southwestern region of the country is where we find our Utahraptor. Now, it was found back in 1991, and it was named in 1993 by a team of paleontologists, Kirkland, Gaston, and Burge. So that is when our Utahraptor was named by those awesome 3 paleontologists right there. So you guys, there you have it. There is our review of the Utahraptor. But let's give a quick recap for our review today. Our Utahraptor, up to 25 feet long, up to 7 feet tall, 2,000 pounds, up to 30 miles per hour, a very large head, curved flexible neck, those awesome 2-inch sharp teeth, 3-fingered claws, very speedy on its bipedal stance, a long bony tail to keep balance while it's hunting for its prey, those 4-toed feet with that 9 to 15-inch sickle-like claw. You're not going to want to mess with the sickle-like claw on the Utahraptor. It probably had feathers, it probably hunted in packs, and it probably communicated with the other Utahraptors, and it lived 125 million years ago during the early Cretaceous period. And now, everyone, it's time to add this dinosaur, the Utahraptor, onto the official fossil scale. Remember, 1 fossil for some of the worst dinosaurs, 10 fossils for some of the best dinosaurs. So if you remember from a previous podcast, we gave the Velociraptor a 6.5 on the official fossil scale. So we know already the Utahraptor is going to do a lot better than that Velociraptor at a 6.5. This is going to be a good one, you guys. This is the meanest, the scariest dromaeosaurid. It is the best raptor out there that they have found to date. So I am very happy to give this dinosaur species, the Utahraptor, a score of 8.1. There you have it, everyone. An 8.1 for our Utahraptor on the official fossil scale for the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. So I want to thank you, everyone, for tuning in today into our Utahraptor review. We just have 3 species left until our second prehistoric cage match. The Utahraptor just bumped our Stegosaurus out of the cage match. If our next podcast was the prehistoric cage match, it would be the Allosaurus versus the Utahraptor. But we have 3 species left to go. So could one of those 3 species knock off the Utahraptor and the Allosaurus out of the squared circle, out of the wrestling ring, out of the prehistoric cage match? We will find out over the next couple weeks and see who our next dinosaur species are. Remember, you can send me an email at stompchomproar@yahoo.com, and you can send me your favorite species or a species that you want me to review here on the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. Over the Christmas holiday, we received our first email of a request, and we will get that one done here in the next podcast or 2. Now, before we log off for today, a quick joke for all my listeners. What do you call a hip-hop dinosaur? What do you call a hip-hop dinosaur? I think you guys can guess it. It is a raptor. So a raptor is a hip-hop dinosaur. Remember, you guys, my name is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, the host of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast and the owner and lead dinosaur ranger of the Stomp Chomp Roar Company. And as always, everyone, keep digging for dinosaurs. We'll see you guys later. Bye now.